Let's stick to the results theme. The management at Blue Star Limited is now joining us on the phone line. Mr. Advani, Managing Director at Blue Star. Sir, if you could just take us through the numbers, very strong numbers on the unitary cooling product, unlike what November-December quarter should be.
Sure, good morning. I'll take you through the numbers just to remind you that the FY16 numbers include our IT business that was consolidated into Blue Star last year. We subsequently sold that business at the end of last financial year, and therefore on a like-to-like basis, I want to tell you that in the quarter, the IT numbers for last year were 61 crores of revenue and 11 crores of profit. If I exclude that and compare last year to this year, revenue has grown 26% to 926 crores, and our profit before tax, before exceptional items, has grown 163% to 15.71 crores. The growth has come from all three segments. We'll go to cooling products first because your question was there. One clarification, our segment 2 is now unitary products, which includes room air conditioners, refrigeration products, and our new water purifier business. While revenue grew a strong 34%, you may see that segment profits have de-grown by 10%. That is largely on account of new and significant investments we have made into our water purifier business in the current quarter. On a standalone basis, the room air conditioner business, which forms a part of segment 2, had a very strong quarter. We grew 47%. In fact, the market grew 25%. We grew nearly twice as fast. This is primary sales. As far as secondary sales are concerned, our product growth was 20% versus the industry of 10%. You're asking about the quarter being strong. I think it is a carry-on of the H1 growth that we had. Of course, demonetization did impact a little bit in the quarter, but we were able to make up for whatever we lost out in November and the month of December.
Right. As far as the one-time impact that you said, is it because of higher marketing spend, right?
Yeah, so it's not one time. I just want to clarify. It's a startup cost and marketing investments, R&D investments that we have put into the water purifier business. Those investments will continue for another 18 months or so. So to that extent, segment 2, the profit growth may look muted, but I do want to clarify that both volume growth, revenue growth, as well as profit growth in the room air conditioner business continues to be strong.
No, what I meant to see in terms of one time is whenever such a new launch happens, the activity tends to increase and it will normalize as the sales pick up.
You're absolutely right. Yes, I agree with you.
Right. Can you just talk to us about the air condition market as well? We got some activity that LG has cut prices. Anything that you can tell us in terms of pricing in the industry?
Yeah, sure. So as far as the room AC industry is concerned, for the calendar year, January to December 16, the market grew 20%. Blue Star grew a little higher than 30%, so we were able to add market share in the last calendar year. We're up to now 11.5%. You're asking about pricing in particular. Pricing was quite stable in the last calendar year. Going into the new calendar year, you're right, there is some competitors who, including LG, who are dropping prices on high efficiency products. We've seen these kind of moves several times in the last few years. Every time it is a new strategy implemented by competition. This will, of course, I hope it will contribute to expanding the market rather than impacting profitability of the industry. I say that because you may know Blue Star, our positioning in the market is at a premium level. We do not compete on price, and we have been consistently growing our market share. We're also not looking to do anything disproportionate as far as market share growth is concerned. And next year, we aim to grow from 11.5% to 12.5%. Given the positive outlook for the industry going into the new year, we see adequate market growth. We are prepared as far as our product portfolio and investments are concerned, and so getting to 12.5% should be possible without impacting our profitability, pricing, or margins.
Right. So also, just when, demonetization has come in, it can impact the overall sector. For the unitary cooling, these 2 quarters are particularly weak in terms of sales, or their share in the entire year is very low. That's why by April you expect things to be normalized? That's when you would get the strongest quarter?
So frankly, we've already seen a normalization post demonetization. Frankly, it started in the last 10 days of December. We had strong sales in New Year. We had strong Pongal sales. January is doing okay. So we are actually expecting a good Q4 as well as a good Q1. So the next 6 months look good. And while there may be some follow-on impact of demonetization, I think consumers as well as our dealers have moved quickly. We're finding alternate means, including higher consumer financing, as well as some other credit models that the dealers are implementing in the market to offset some of the currency issues.
Right. So we are going into the budget as well. Of course, nothing specific for the cooling segment is expected, but overall for consumption, do you expect raising of limits, giving a little bit of SOPs would all help for consumer and consumer discretionary sector?
Yes, I think that the budget, we're all waiting for it. While there won't be anything significant on the taxation side, of course, GST, we already know the implications of it on the air conditioner business. But as far as SOPs, etc. are concerned, we do expect there to be some populace-related moves which should move some money into the lower segments, money into their hands. I do not see a significant positive impact on our business on that account, because frankly what's happening in our industry is that the air conditioner is moving down very deeply into the middle class, and I'm not seeing any significant SOPs being given to the middle class in the current budget. We're just expecting the penetration levels of air conditioners in the consuming middle class to increase regardless of the budget impact.
Right. Mr. Advani, thank you so much for taking out time for us, and hope to speak to you again after the budget has come and what it means for the consumption sector. Taking a break, coming back in 2 minutes, Manage Your Money Season 2 with Anisha Nayar Dhawan.